Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you wherever you are in the world. Welcome to my channel. My name is Meg and I am a fully qualified yoga teacher. Today is 29 of my 30-day yoga challenge. I can't believe tomorrow is the last day. It's gone so quickly and I've absolutely loved doing this. I really hope you guys have as well. Today we're going to be kind of taking what we've learned throughout the 29 days or the 28 days that we've done so far, and we're going to create a vinyasa flow, but I'm going to be doing it so that you guys have freedom of movement, or a fair amount of freedom of movement, so you can choose different ways to come into this vinyasa flow. So it's going to have a lot of room for you to try different poses out. It's going to have space for you to work on different places in the body, and it's a flow that you can continue to practice, to try and to do into different ways as well. So you don't really need anything to follow along with this class. I always recommend, especially with flows, using a good quality yoga mat. And this is because a good quality yoga mat onto a hard surface, that will create a kind of grip onto the floor. And then when you use a good quality mat, it will help you grip onto the mat as well. So you're less likely to slip on the mat, and it will help with strengthening your postures. The mat is less likely to slip out from underneath you as well, and that means that you're less likely to get hurt. If you don't have a good quality yoga mat, it is not the end of the world. It's better to practice without these things than to not practice at all. And when you're ready, we will get started. Let's start in a tabletop. This might be a class that you feel like you need to come back to quite regularly, because there's going to be so many choices where you can go from each position. So maybe really take your time with it, do some different things, try something new, keep working on different stuff, mix and match each time you come into this, but just sort of take it nice and gently. You know, don't feel like you need to do absolutely everything and, you know, keep continually be able to do it all. Keep coming back to it. Do this in different variations, do this in different styles, see how you go and see what feels best for you. We're going to start off in our tabletop with our hands underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. Few different options here. We want to warm up through the body, so maybe you're going to start off with some little wrist circles, going a few one way and then a few the other way. Maybe you're going to do small wrist circles. Maybe you're going to take the hips all the way back to the heels, out to the side, rolling forwards and round. Listen to your body. Do what feels best for you. You can do a few going one way, a few going the other. You can make these circles as big or as small as you want. Maybe you want to come into your cat-cow spines, pushing up through into your cat spine and then into your cow spine. Warming up through the back. Maybe you want to take this into a moving cat-cow spine, rolling forwards in your cat spine, back into your cow spine, like you're doing a spinal wave onto the knees. Maybe this is how you want to warm up. Maybe this is how you want to start. You can do barrel rolls here, so you can move the chest around into a circle, a few going one way and a few going the other. And you can do the same with your hips. So you can create a circle with the hips, opening up through the lower part of the back, a few going one way and a few going the other way. So find what feels best for you, moving through the body as it feels best for you in your tabletop. Warming up however you feel like you need to. My microphone stopped working from here, so I'm going to talk over the top of this and take you through the flow via talking over the top of it. So you can then start to take your hips to one side, gazing over at the same foot, turning to face the other side. So I'm looking at my left side here and then coming forward. Try and pinch your shoulder and your hip together, creating a C shape with the body, stretching out down the sides of the body, and you can just keep rocking the hips from side to side here, gazing over towards the leg. And when you're ready, we'll come into a neutral spine. We're going to tuck the toes under to come into our down dog from here. So we're taking the hips back towards the heels, lifting all the way up, push the floor and the mat away from you, lifting your tailbone up high. Your first option from here is to come into your scorpion dog. So we're lifting the right leg up, bending into the knee, and then taking the hip up towards the ceiling. This is your first option. If you want to do a different option, you can take your knee into a circle instead, opening up through the hip, getting some mobility in there. Just do what feels best for you. Moving around as you need to open up through the hip. We'll take the knee in towards the nose, coming forwards, and we'll step the foot in towards or in between the hands. Step it forwards if you need to. We'll take the back knee down. We're going to come into a few different poses from here. So you can either keep your hands either side of the leg into your lunge, or bring the arms up to come into your crescent lunge. See if you can take the arms back behind the ears, sinking down into the hips. Deep breath in. As you exhale, bring the hands down. We're going to take this into a lizard variation. So we're going to walk that right leg out to the side. Your heel is down in towards the mat, and your toes are hanging off the edge at a 45-degree angle. We're going to warm up through the hip here. So maybe coming into some little hip circles, you can rock forwards and backwards. Whatever you feel like you need to do to open up through the hip here. You can rock from side to side as well. If you are coming into your circles, just make sure you do a few going one way and a few circles going the opposite way to really open up through the hip. If you want a little bit more, you can come down onto the forearms. Try and hug your knee up in towards the body, so don't let your right knee fall out to the side. Keep it hugged in towards you. Breathing here. It's just choosing which variation feels best for you. We'll walk back onto the hands, flex the back toes, and we're lifting the back leg. Shift your weight forward so it's coming in towards the hands, and step the left foot up to the top of the mat to meet the right. Your heels are down into the mat, your feet are hanging off the edge. We're coming into our Malasana squat here. Take the hands down and maybe rock from one foot to the other. If you can keep your heels down quite comfortably and keep your back straight, you can then take your hands into heart center, only lifting your hands if you've got good balance and if you're feeling nice and strong in this Malasana squat. If you want to, you can come up onto one heel and then the other. You can rock from side to side. Maybe you can tip one knee down as you rock, opening up through the hip and through the foot a little bit more. These are all different variations that you can do here. Just do what feels best for you. You can also rock into the hips as well. We're going to take the right hand down into the mat and lift the left arm all the way up. Gazing up towards the ceiling, see if you can bring that left hand back and behind. We'll do the same the other way. Left hand comes down, right arm comes all the way back and behind, opening up through the knees at the same time. We're lifting all the way up, stepping or heel toeing the feet into a hip width position with your toes facing forwards. We're going to lift up the left leg and step it to the back of the mat or near the back of the mat. We're going to come into a wide leg fold from here. Start with your toes facing forwards. Let's take a breath. Opening up through the hamstrings. We're going to take this into a Skandasana or moving Skandasana. So start by taking your toes out to the side. We're going to bend into one knee and then over to the other. Start with your hand down into the mat so you've got good balance. If you feel confident and you can go lower, then take the hands away like I'm doing here. And then we'll start to hold our Skandasana from here. So you've got quite a few different options. Maybe you just want to take a soft bend into the knee and keep the hands down, that's fine. Maybe you can come all the way down into your Skandasana, absolutely fine. Make sure if you can't keep your heel down, you don't lift up your toes on your right hand side. So only lifting the toes. If you're strong, you can take the hands away. If you want to add on from here, we're going to come all the way down onto our bum. Left hand grabs the right foot and then taking the right arm all the way up and over to grab the left toes. This is quite an advanced stretch, so if it feels too much from your Skandasana, we're going to take that right hand down and left arm comes all the way up towards the ceiling, stretching through the body, or you can just stick to your normal Skandasana. Do what feels best for you. We'll come all the way up, taking a second here. Ready to come down to the other side. Bending into that left leg this time, and doing what feels best. Maybe you just need to take a soft bend into the knee and bring the hands down. That's absolutely fine. Maybe you can bring the bum all the way down. Maybe you can pick up the toes on the right foot, flexing through the toes. Maybe you can bring the bum down, grabbing hold with the right hand and bringing the left arm all the way up and over, flexing through the right toes to grab hold of it. See if you can pull your shoulder back and behind so you can thread your chest through. Listen to your body here. This is, like I said, quite an advanced stretch. So if it's too much, then maybe take the arm down and then bring up the right arm all the way up towards the ceiling, stretching through the shoulder. Maybe just focus on your Skandasana. Find what feels best for you and stay there. We're going to pick all the way up to come back into our wide leg fold. Let's pivot the feet forward and turn to face the left leg so that your foot is facing towards the short edge of the mat. Let's take the weight forwards into the hands, and then we're going to lift up the back foot, bring it forwards to come into your ragdoll from here. Maybe bend into one knee and then the other. You can just stay with your soft bend behind both knees. You can bring your hands onto your elbows. There's quite a few different options here. Do what feels best for you. Maybe you can take one hand down and lift the arm up. So bent leg and the arm comes down, the opposite leg comes up to open up through the chest here as well. This is one of my favorite stretches to do. Opens up through the hamstrings and through the chest as well. Maybe coming into a hang, you can always rock from side to side if your balance feels good as well. A few different options of what you can come into from here. We're going to heel toe the feet wide, bring the bum all the way down to come back into our Malasana squat from here. Keep the hands down if your balance isn't very good. You can use any of the other variations that we did. You can maybe just focus on rocking from side to side, one foot then the other, whatever we did on the other side. You can take the right hand down, bring the left arm up. If you want to take this further into a bind, you're wrapping the right hand behind the right knee or in front of the right knee even, taking the left arm all the way back, grasping the hands and pushing them down and towards the mat. Maybe doing the same the other way. Again, this is quite an advanced option, so just do what feels best for you. If it feels too much to come into a bind, especially as you've got to push your knees out at the same time and keep your heels down, then just focus on either taking the heels down, focus on balancing in the position, finding strength, whatever feels best for you. We're going to pick up the right leg and step it to the back of the mat. Let's take the back knee down to come into our lizard lunge from here. Again, you can roll the hips, you can come into some circles, warming up through the opposite hip here. You can rock backwards and forwards. You can rock side to side. If you were doing circles, remember to do a few going one way and then a few going the other. If you want to add on, maybe coming down onto the forearms and making sure you're hugging that left knee up in towards the body. Don't let it fall away. Breathing here. We'll come back up onto the hands if you're not already. Rock the hips if you need to, whatever movements you need to do from here. We'll bring that left foot into the center of the mat, into your lunge. You can either keep the hands down or you can bring the arms all the way up into your crescent lunge here. Push or lift the chest up high. Hips come down, deep breath in, exhale to come all the way down. We're going to flex up the back foot, lift the knee and step the front foot to meet the back to come into your down dog. Maybe pedal out the feet if it feels comfortable, and we'll come all the way down into our child's pose from here.
Take a second to breathe here. Send your breath into the back of your body and gently exhaling out. Bring your breath back. Bring your heart rate back. And when you're ready, making your way into a cross-legged seat. Let's take the hands onto the knees, roll the shoulders back and down, or if it feels more comfortable, bring the hands in at heart center. You can close down the eyes or maybe just soften the gaze in front of you. We'll take a deep breath in and out. In and out. Namaste. I really hope you enjoyed that class. It might feel like it was quite a lot to take in, but I wanted to make sure there was lots of different options for each of the poses. And like I said at the beginning, you can always keep replaying this, keep learning it, keep doing it, and chop and change, try different things, level up different bits, try different things. And yeah, you can kind of see and create your own flow from those poses. So I really hope you enjoyed that flow and that class. If you haven't already, please like and please subscribe. It means the absolute world to me when you guys support me and support this channel. So thank you so much if you already have. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for our last day, unbelievably our last day of this 30-day yoga challenge. Have an amazing rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 30. Thanks. Bye.